Hello once again, all my comic book addicted friends out there in the YouTube comic community. It's Comic Order 410 here, and today I'm sitting around doing nothing because it's my birthday. Yay! Yay for me. But, so I decided to do a quick, short installment of my keys, variants, and such, part 20. To start off, I'm going to show some pickups I got over the past 3 or 4 weeks. I picked this whole Joker Last Laugh miniseries up because I missed it when it came out. Other than being about Batman and Joker, I don't know what it's about, so I'm excited to read it. Got it for $10 for all 6 issues. Can't argue. And there's number 1 with a gorgeous Joker cover by the great Brian Boland. Love his work. There's the final issue. He didn't do the covers on the issues in between, but he did the first and last issue, and beauty of a Brian Boland cover there, harkening back to the Killing Joke. Very cool. Getting closer on my Conan run. I'm getting all the keys and expensive issues out of the way, so I only need issues that are like $1 or $3 a piece. And needed issue number 5 and found a pretty nice copy at my store, and they gave me a great deal on it. I think I paid $30 or $35 for this Conan number 5, and I'd give it a VF to a VF plus probably. I mean, very bright colors here on the cover. Spine's good, except down there above Barry Windsor Smith's signature, you can see a ding that breaks color. But other than that, small rubbing on the corner there. But other than that, very sharp, beautiful Windsor Smith cover on Conan 5 here. And happy to get that. With these, now the only major issue I need that's going to cost anything is number 11. So I'm very stoked about that. Picked up Conan number 21. Another gorgeous Barry Windsor Smith cover here. I think it's kind of cool because you never see this on comics even back then. Winner of the comic book industry's own Academy Award for Best Comic Mag. And this was a great series, you know, on the first initial run. Some great people have worked on Conan. Picked up number 32. Awesome John Buscema cover here. And just so many great covers on Conan and Savage Sword. And like I said with that, just need issue 11, and then it'll be a bunch of dollar bin stuff. Been looking for this for a while. This is Baby's first Deadpool book. And big Deadpool fan, and this book isn't that easy to find. And I didn't get the best deal on it. I didn't pay market value, but I just bought it because you don't see these around here at these stores because Deadpool's so popular. And it was definitely a high-grade copy, so I just bought it. I think I paid $35 for this, which isn't bad. I see them going for about $40 or $50. Not the best deal. These I was stoked to get. Been looking for them for a while. They don't come cheap. I got a great deal on them. I got them on a half-price sale at my shop that does my pull list. And it was weird because Vin Crew showed me a copy of this, and I was like, oh, do you have doubles of that? And he said, no, unfortunately not. And 2 days later, I went to my store, and they were having a sale, and they had this. So, they don't come cheap, but with the half-price sale, I think I paid $25 a piece for 54 and 55. So, super stoked to have these. Very sharp copies. And big Punisher fan, I absolutely love this Steve Dillon cover to Deadpool 54. Very happy to have got these Deadpool pickups. And here's number 5. With an equally as gorgeous cover by the great Tim Bradstreet, who really did some amazing Punisher covers. So, very happy to get those half price. Always grab these when I see them. You don't see them too often. And even though I think, if not all of them, most of them are definitely reprints here, but got a good deal on them, and I've read most of these, or all of them rather, in the softcover collections, but even when I see the reprints of the individual issues, I grab them. So this is a $2 cover price, so it's obviously a reprint, but I believe this is number 2 of the Fabulous Furry Freak Brothers. So like I said before, Gilbert Shelton was the first indie guy he owned his own comic printing press, so he wouldn't do big runs of printings. He'd just do another batch when people wanted more. So as a result, like I said, his early Freak Brothers, some of them have 15 to 20 printings. So This is Freak Brothers number 5. This Grassroots cover is pretty famous. Great cover there by Gilbert Shelton and Dave Sheridan. Always has the Fat Freddy's cat backups. I love those stories. So, glad to grab those. Freak Brothers number 8, Idiots Abroad Part 1. Paul Mavrides, never knew how to pronounce his name. He worked on these too with Gilbert. Freak Brothers number 9, Idiots Abroad Part 2. Idiots Abroad Part 3, Freak Brothers number 10. Love this this painted cover here by Gilbert Shelton to Freak Brothers number 12. Very cool. Get a little focus on it. And Freak Brothers number 13 here, another gorgeous Shelton cover. $4.95 cover price, so this is obviously a recent one. Man, you think Marvel and DC are getting you. But, of course, he doesn't have the resources they do. So, but Freak Brothers 13, another awesome Gilbert Shelton cover. Love those books. Love his work. My buddy Fool Killer 5150 and myself are big fans of the Game of Thrones TV series. This season's been really exciting. And, you know, I was talking to him, and he said, "Oh, you never showed your comics. I didn't know they had a series." And I missed them when they first came out, and I went back and got some of them, and I need to finish it up. But, you know, because of that, figured I'd show them. So here's Game of Thrones number 1. These are by Dynamite. This is the Alex Ross painted cover to Game of Thrones number 1. I also bought the Alex Ross Virgin variant to number 1, and as you can see, it's got a problem right there, so they gave me this pretty cheap, but I just love that cover, so I bought it. Alex Ross cover to Game of Thrones number 2, and this is the regular cover. These are Mike Miller. I believe it's Mike Miller on these covers. They're really beautiful, even the regular ones. Number 3. Number 4. Number 5. Really like this cover here. Issue number 6, and this cover to me is very reminiscent of like a Michael Turner Fathom cover. Very cool. Number 7. Number 8. And Game of Thrones number 9. So, yeah, I just have to recommend, I know most of you watch that show. If you're not watching it, you're really missing out on one of, if not the best shows on television right now. So, moving along, I finished up both my Kazar runs, later series, the 80s and late 90s series. And this was part of it. This is the Kazar -1. And I just really like how it's laid out like the Bronze Age covers. And it's also by John Cassidy, who I very much like. Very cool cover. Glad to be done with those. And got these on sale, but does it really get much cooler than Neil Adams drawing Mr. T? Probably, but still pretty freaking cool. So, got Mr. T and the T-Force number 1 by Now Comics. Neil Adams cover. And number 2, another Mr. T, Neil Adams cover. Mr. T's fighting them fool demons. These are all polybagged with Mr. T cards. So, got Mr. T and the T-Force number 3. And it's hard to see because it's inside a bag, it's inside a poly bag, inside a bag and board, so sorry about that. But painted Norm Brayfogle cover on number 3. Another painted Brayfogle cover on number 4. Mr. T wants you, sucker. And Mr. T graduating. There you go. Such a good example for the kids, Mr. T was. We're the role models nowadays. Mr. T and the T-Force number 5. Another Brayfogle cover. My shop has been holding these variants for me. This is original Sin number 2. They know I like Art Adams, so they held me the Art Adams variant also to number 1. But this is his variant to issue 2. Very cool. Very happy to have that. And I've been going back working on my Spectacular Spider-Mans, and I now have high grades of 1 through 4. Got this really sharp number 4 also at that half-price sale. Gorgeous copy. Spidey and the Vulture. And gonna get to work on Spectacular Spider-Man. I grabbed this because didn't know what it was, never seen it. It says it's new, it's strange, it's subterranean. Comics book. And it's published by Curtis. This is number 1. It's published by Curtis, which threw me off because they published all Marvel's mags in the 70s. So if anybody really knows what this is, let me know. I'm gonna have a read through it later and see. But you know, I picked it up because I'd never seen it, and I paid, I think, 18 bucks for it, so I hope I didn't overpay, but just wanted to grab it, so hopefully, if nothing else, I read it and I like it. These, I'm very happy to own. I got a really good deal on them, because some of the later issues, it's not moisture or water damage, but they're like wavy, like they were just stored improperly for a long time. And I bet pressing could fix a lot of these, but I'm very happy to have them. I'm a huge fan of Heavy Metal Magazine, huge fan of the animated movie, and I just saw the Heavy Metal movie at a young age. My brother and his friends were watching it because they were all metalheads, and they let my 7-year-old ass sit in on it, and I was just blown away. Never seen a cartoon like that, obviously, at 7 years old, and really loved it, and I realized later it was their attempt to do sophisticated cartoons like the Japanese and others were doing, which then made me get into Japanese anime a whole lot. So, really have fond memories of Heavy Metal. National Lampoon says it up there. They published it 77. I thought maybe they got the rights, or maybe it originally came out in 76 in France. I don't know. But basically, when the publishers in National Lampoon were bringing the National Lampoon magazine to France, they went over there and they discovered all these incredible French artists working on this this magazine called Metal Hurlant, and they bought it got the rights for publication here in the U.S. and it came out over here as Heavy Metal Magazine, and I love it. It just introduced me to so many artists that I love. Early Richard Corbin stuff, Jacques Tardy. Mobius, of course, one of my all-time favorites. Jean Soleil, Jean-Michel Nicolette. So many great. Frazetta worked on this. Bernie Wrightson. Just, creator after creator. And actually, Kevin Eastman was involved in the publication of Heavy Metal Magazine for a long time, too. So, just a lot of eclectic roots for this series. But I was ecstatic. I got an issue number 1 here. It's got a small fox here. It's actually probably in better shape than most of the others. Unfortunately, has a big crease and some wearing at the bottom there, but just a beautiful, legendary cover here by Jean-Michel Nicolette. Beautiful. Love that book. Heavy Metal number 2, May 1977 issue. Stunning, if I get the glare off it, I apologize, but just stunning Mobius cover here. And I love his work. He is just so different. And here's Heavy Metal number 3, and you can see what I mean about Mobius. Look at his style. When I say he's different, he really is different. I mean, it's kind of like how Kirby had his own visual style of designing his tech. You looked at it and it was Kirby. Like, when you see these trinkets and gadgets on his helmet, it's Mobius. When you see the cityscapes he designs. It just rings of his style, and he's great. There's a great documentary on YouTube you all can find called, they did one searching for Steve Ditko, and there's one, it's like finding Mobius or searching for Mobius, one of the others, but look for that Mobius documentary on here. It's amazing, and he is too. So, yeah, that one has a big tear up there, but like I said, just happy to have him, and I got a great deal. This you can kind of see where it bows a little, and this one could probably benefit from some pressing, because this is Heavy Metal number 4, and it's one of my favorite covers here by Mobius. Just beautiful. And these are wraparounds. I took one out. I should have taken them all out. Some of these are wraparounds. But here we go, Heavy Metal number 5, and as you can see there, the big, this is what I speak of. See how they all got that kind of bend in there, but it doesn't make a crease or break color, and it's not water damage. So some of these I might, I'm going to try and press myself, and some of the ones that would be better shape, I might pay to have them pressed, because they're not super valuable, but you just don't find them. So, but again, this is Heavy Metal magazine number 5, August 77 issue, and this is a cover by the great Bernie Wrightson of Dragon Slaying in Blood, and has some major problems down there. So like I said, this is one I'd probably try and just ghetto press here at home with a bunch of hard covers. This is Heavy Metal magazine number 6, September 77 issue, and this cover is by Philippe Drolet. I never knew how to pronounce his name, but there's a signature there. But very cool, silverish ink on the cover, kind of different for that time period. Yeah, I was a year old when these came out. So here's Heavy Metal. Here's Heavy Metal magazine number 7. And this one is out, so you can really see how it's bowed like that, but it doesn't, I don't know. See what I can do about them. But got such an amazing deal on them that I just bought them. And this front cover here is by Jean-Michel Nicolette again, who did the gorgeous cover to number 1. And the reason I pulled this out is just because I love this back cover by Bernie Wrightson. Gorgeous. Gorgeous painted piece. So that is special. This is Heavy Metal magazine number 8, and this cover is by George Proctor. Very cool. This one has some big problems on the spine too. So like I said, even if the pressing helps, you don't think any of them would be near mint. But this is the final issue I have. Well, not the final issue, but I'm missing 10 through whatever, like 70 something. But this is Heavy Metal magazine number 9, and just a really epic, legendary cover of Biker Santa here by Jean Soleil. Beautiful. Controversial. Yes. Santa Claus has titties and bombs and guns in his bag. Very cool. Also picked up this. This will be the last one I'll show. Didn't even know Rip Off Press did a magazine. But this is Rip Off Press magazine number 12. I got it for $1. And it's got a Freak Brothers story, so of course I'm going to buy it. Very cool. The plane's upside down. She's spilling the champagne. Freewheeling Franklin's driving. With some, looks like a tribal guy. So, yeah, I didn't even know about this. I'm going to have to read it. So I had to pick it up. But thank you all once again. I appreciate you stopping by here. Try to make it a short installment, but you know how that goes. So always appreciate you taking the time to check me out. Hope you all are doing well, and your families. Take care of yourselves and your families and each other. And everyone, enjoy your comic book reading.